Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work without you guys. Been busy today, trying to spend some time with the wife, and had some work to do in the workshops and stuff. So I've been a little bit, sorry, I've been here like I should have been. You know me, man. Sorry, this is just like my third video for the day, so I'm way behind. But it's kind of a slow day. There's not a whole lot that's really going on. I mean, we've talked about, Mike Nolan all week about him, not possibly returning and some of the possibilities for coaches. Our secondary is about as healthy as it's going to be or has been all season. Diggs is coming back, which is a great thing. Zeke Elliott, the season has definitely been by far his worst. And not all of that's on Zeke. A lot of that's on the offensive line, the change in coaching, change in philosophy, and so forth. So we've talked about that. And, of course, Mike McCarthy returning, and even Jerry Jones in a 17-game season. And it's looking more and more like that's going to happen, even though we're literally going through, this is almost unfathomable, that none of the week one starters for quarterbacks in the NFC East are starting. Now, one of those is by their own fault, which is Carson Wentz. And I kind of wonder if Carson Wentz's injury, that knee injury, which I think led into the back injury, and the amount of time that he missed, of course, changing offensive coordinators, ended up stunning his growth. So you look at that, you really need to figure out. I'm hard on Carson Wentz. I'm really hard on Carson Wentz because I hate the Eagles. I don't wish ill on anybody, but for Carson Wentz to go from where he was to where he is now, you got to figure out what the hell happened. It's just bad. Where he was in 2017, albeit they did have a fourth place schedule, and people really didn't know to fear him, to coming back from that knee injury and then the back injury, he's never been anything the same. This is almost like RG3. It literally is. When you think about RG3, Rookie of the Year, got the Cowboys, got the Washington football team into the playoffs, and once he hurt that knee, he was never the same. And as you look through at Carson Wentz, you don't go, there's no rhyme or reason. Now, the thing I wonder, and maybe you Eagle fans who watch him every single week, I don't watch him every week. I just see the lowlights, as opposed to the highlights of him and things. But the thing he did so well before was being able to move and, of course, run to, gain himself, some separation and be that extra weapon. And as you see how quarterbacks have evolved, Lamar Jackson is a freak of nature. I don't know that there'll be another Lamar Jackson, because the way he turned that team around, literally coming back out of the locker room, was just unbelievable to get them a win. I don't know that there'll ever be another quarterback that'll be like that. That's not normal. But as you see quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson, like Russell Wilson, guys that move around a lot and buy time, that are able to keep their vision down the field, Philly 500 always jokes and calls them, "Run, fat man, run." They had him put on weight to try and get to be a little tougher and things. And maybe that's the problem with Carson Wentz. But I guess we won't see Carson Wentz anymore the rest of this year. But here's the crazy thing. As we have 4 different starters this season. Alex Smith is not playing tomorrow. Haskins will be playing. I'll be honest with you. Am I crazy when I say this, that the Dallas Cowboys, you look at the schedule and you might say that the Dallas Cowboys actually have the best chance to win? And people are going to say, stop putting hope out there. I'm just saying, right now, San Francisco's got a couple more players that have gone on the COVID list. They're really beat up. Their quarterback, Nick Mullins, he's really bad. Andy Dalton's bad, but this guy's really bad. And San Francisco is homeless. They can't go back home. They are playing in Arizona for the rest of the season. They are literally living out of a suitcase every week and have been for the last 2 weeks. And, as disappointed as we are on our season, how you like to be those guys that were in the Super Bowl last year and now going through this season that they have? So I'm sitting here looking at this and thinking the Cowboys have, they got a chance. They're at home. They're at home. 49ers don't have a home. They have to travel from Arizona, which isn't that far, but they've been living out of their suitcase away from their families and know that they have to for the next 2.5 more weeks. I really think the Cowboys have a chance. That doesn't mean, we're bad. We're a bad team. I'm not saying we should be favored because we're not, but I look at that and say, we got a chance to compete. Now you got the Washington football team. Now for us to make the playoffs, and I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs, we need to win out. We need Washington to lose out. Well, Washington is going to be on the road against Seattle. They got Haskins playing. Haskins, he has an opportunity. He has an opportunity to save his career, but he just has not been able to perform thus far. And with the Washington football team, I don't think this is going to be the Giants repeat, where the Giants snuck in and got a victory over the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks have a lot to play for, and I think the Seahawks get a win against Washington. Call me crazy. I know they got a great defense, and they're going to need it against Russell Wilson and crew. I just don't see them being able to score points. And if it's a matter of, Washington's defense or Russell Wilson, I'm betting on Russell Wilson. So, okay, all right, we got that. So I think we go to 5-9, hurting our draft position. And I think Washington goes to 6-8. Then we have the Eagles on the road at the temporary home of the 49ers, the Cardinals. The Cardinals have a lot to play for. Cardinals need this win. And if we're talking about Murray versus Hurts, I'm taking Murray. The Eagles' defense has been bad all season. They're not as bad as they're not Cowboys bad, but they've been bad. I think the Cardinals get that win. So I'm looking at the Eagles going to 4-9-1 and ahead of us in the draft position. And then finally, we have the Cleveland, formerly known as the Doo-Doo Browns, against the New York Giants. And again, another quarterback in the NFC East out. Danny Dimes ain't playing. Colt McCoy is going to get his second start. Now, Colt McCoy, a guy that now Cowboy fans are like, why did we sign that guy in the offseason? Because he hadn't had a win since 2014. Because he hadn't had a win since 2014. He didn't do anything special to get that win. Excuse me. He didn't do anything special to get that win in Seattle. That was the defense that took care of that. But be that as it may, the sun shines on the dog's ass, too. So, or whatever that saying is. But I think the Cleveland Browns, I think Baker Mayfield is finally getting it together. And I think the Giants lose that one. So am I crazy when I look at it and I say, as far as a quarterback goes, do we have the best starting quarterback this weekend? Or are we going to say Hurts is better than Andy Dalton? I don't know. Maybe the Eagles get lightning in a bottle and maybe Hurts, sparks them. It's possible. It's possible that maybe Carson Wentz is the problem because I think, what are they, 11-3 without Carson Wentz at quarterback? Something like that. But I really think the Cowboys will be the only team that gets a win in the division. We'll see if I'm wrong. But when I honestly look at it, Giants at home against the Browns without Danny Dimes. The Eagles on the road against the Cardinals. Washington on the road in Seattle. Nah. I think the Cowboys have the best chance of getting the victory tomorrow. I'll put it there. You tell me how stupid I am. All right? I'm going to catch you guys. You can see it's cold out here. It's definitely, actually, that's just my breath. My breath is just that heavy and stanky. It's just like a cloud of smoke. But anyway, I don't know. I call me crazy. Call me crazy. But if it's right, make sure tomorrow you say, damn, Mark, you were right. All right.